Steph, coming off a big home win as a player, do you like a short turnaround like this, coming off a game like that, to maybe just get back out there and stay in rhythm, or would you rather have rest? Or
It has its positives and negatives. For me, I always say it's the attitude, the way you approach it. So yes, I think it's best to approach it with a positive mindset and say that let's use the momentum. We got 3 points. We got some confidence with guys who found the back of the net. That's great. Let's get right back on the pitch and use that momentum.
Javier's been here for a little while now. How have you thought that he's settled in and fit in with the group here? And do you think he's kind of started to get his legs?
Yeah, so far so good. I think we still have to gel a little bit better as a team when it comes to our defense. And I think that's going to help the defenders and the new guys specifically to feel better within the squad. And I think for us, one really vulnerable position for us is when we are in position, and we're trying to open up or maintain possession, and sometimes I think we put ourselves in unfortunate situations in that part of our game, and then it makes it very, very difficult for our defenders because we're putting our defenders in very difficult positions to chase back while we're out of position or to be overloaded or whatever it may be. So those are things I think we can do better as a team, and then it will help players like him to just be a bit more in control of games. I think last game and then the LA Galaxy at home was a perfect example. As defenders, and me included, we want to find a way where we can control games and really settle in and dictate. It's not very fun when you're constantly having to extinguish fires, and you never know what's going to happen. So I think that's one thing that we need to do. But so far everything I've seen is great, and I'm happy he's part of the squad.
For sure, and I've asked a couple guys this. Have you ever played with anybody else that tucks in his shirt like that, and what do you make of his stylistic choice?
All power to him, man. Whatever he wants to do, as long as the league doesn't get pissed off and fines him, right? Yeah, all power to him. I don't think I could pull that off, but he certainly does.
And how do you think that reflects his personality and just how he sort of fits in with the team?
I kind of like it because, it's the thing that he does and he's sticking with it, and I don't know if it's gotten lost in translation or if he's realized that people have noticed it, but the fact that he's stuck with it, it shows that he's confident in himself, and it's part of who he is. And he's expressing himself out there, so that's great. I have respect for that.
You guys are in the middle of a 3-game week. Obviously, with the returning internationals and injury and guys from injury, how important is it to get rotation and get guys to step up because you're going to have to mix up the lineup a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a mix-up. Bring in some fresher guys, but then also maybe allow some guys to come off the bench and make a difference. So it's definitely a matter of maybe fielding your best squad, but also be mindful of we can't afford having injuries at this point. Very, very important to watch those minutes and for guys to be honest with themselves and with the squad. How far can you go? Obviously, always want everybody to push to the max, and I think most players or every player wants to do that. But there's also a level of being smart and realizing that we do have 3 games and travel in a matter of a week, and games and important games looming after that as well. So I'm sure we'll handle that well. We have good trainers, good coaches, professionals as players, so we'll be all right.
The Western Conference is pretty packed right now. How important is it to get a result against Dallas tomorrow?
Yeah, it's been for a while, right? And I think our opportunity to separate ourselves from the pack was mid-season. When the only ones that did that was LAFC. I think we could have chased them and really caused a separation there. We weren't able to really take advantage of our hot start, and so now we're finding ourselves in a mix. It's been like that for a while, and at this point you don't really have to look at other results. You just have to get your own results. We're maybe blessed because we're playing a lot of teams that are in it, and they're fighting in it in the West. So we have it in our own hands, so to speak. So that's maybe a good thing. It makes it maybe more difficult because you're fighting against desperate teams. Tomorrow is a perfect example of that. But it's in our hands, so that's good.
Mentally, how do you manage when so many goals are conceded within a stretch of games?
you paint a lot. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. I think I think we've just been too open. Honestly, I think we've had earlier in the year we've had some individual errors and some mental lapses. Looking back at Montreal, for example, where I think we were playing with an adjusted lineup and we're actually doing quite well, and then maybe have a couple of small mental lapses that lead to a loss, and those are frustrating. But as of right now, I think I would like to see us really start controlling games, and I think controlling a game and dictating helps a lot defensively. I mean, the last 2 home games it's tiring for defenders. I see my guys getting tired because we're defending well, and we get the ball back, and within 3 or 4 passes we, pardon my French, piss the ball away again, and you're right back to defending, and that just adds up, and A, you're getting exhausted, and B, that pressure mounts. There's no relief at some point. It becomes very, very difficult. So we need to find a way to either relieve that pressure or never even really get into that hole, and by controlling, especially at 2-0 up. Can we control the pace? Can we make them chase? They're going to have to, right? Can we realize that and maybe go behind them, get another one? Just smarten up a little bit and be really in control of the game. I think that's going to help a lot defensively and make it a lot less frustrating for goalkeepers that need to find more time to paint.
Just general thoughts on Dallas. They're desperate for points. Had a rough showing on the weekend. Just your thoughts on that game.
Yeah, they're a dangerous side, and I think they always get up for it against us. They have some tricky players up top, good pace, skillful. So we have to be careful. I wouldn't call them lazy, but definitely some players up top that like to take a chance and maybe, stay up front, don't defend that much, let their 6-7 players defend in the back, and then are ready for the quick counter. So we have to be aware of that. Barrios, one guy that is lethal. We know what they have, what they'll bring. We also have to be aware of that extra edge that they're desperate. Like you said, they're desperate. They need to get a result. So do we, though. So we have to match that and then some, because 3 points at home is a must for us.